Welcome back to the Willis podcast. Oh, let me adjust my camera and my stuff. I'm looking kind of, I don't like the way we're looking right now. You gotta get some adjustments going on here. All right. My apologies. I haven't done this in a while. I had to move my system. That's why. Yeah, that one right. Okay, yeah, we back. I'm sorry. It didn't take too long, but anyway, yeah, we here. Anyway, today's show is it's a good show. It's gonna be a little entertaining because this is something that I've noticed. I look at social media and I kind of see trends sometimes. So this show is a little trendy. I don't normally do trendy shows, but it has a lot to do with the value of self because it's a lot of simping going on, and it's like blatant. It's like when you choose this social media lifestyle. I'm married, but I wouldn't dare even attempt to do some of the shit and some of the things that these dudes pull out in this side of the world or the other side of the world. Like, but anyway, we're gonna get into it, man. Straight up. This show, Willis podcast, Simping social media and the illusion of power. Let me change my shit up a little bit real quick because I ain't got my graphics right. Throwing my show off a little bit. Straight. And I got my name out here, Danny D. Trying something new. All right. So anyway, yeah, we back. Anyway, had to get that situated, get that straight. Lights a little bright. Um. Okay, so check this out. Um. As I said, simping, social media, and the illusion of power. See, the thing is, social media has blurred the lines. It has. If you look at what happened with, I mean, you got to respect people in their profession and also respect talent and respect things just are for what they are. And if people take off into different ventures, I think that's pretty respectable too. I'm not starting any shit. I'm just saying some obvious things, right? Social media has blurred the lines between authenticity and performance. Many creators sell lifestyles, relationship, masculinity, and products. The audience then learns the difference between genuine confidence and manufactured status. That's what's really going on. It's a lot of manufactured people walking around. Uh, they tend to live their life and start believing that fame. They start believing that they're really liked, doing things for likes. I mean, we all do somewhere. We have to find a tribe, right? Like I would love for everybody that watched this show to, I would love for you to subscribe, say you dig my, dig my shit. You dig me. I would love that. Unfortunately, that's just not going to be the case. I'm okay with that too. But in some instances, no, I'm not because I want you to get to know me and know who I am, know what I'm about. And I bet you in some form of way, shape, or form, I can help you and I can motivate you. I can show you things that are good for you. But this show is about the problem with these oh man, these type of people that exist in this world. See, we have to understand these difficult questions. Like today, we're asking about how social media has created a generation that has chasing attention instead of purpose. When likes become validation and money becomes personality, and people become stronger, or they just a performer or performers. See, I understand. I'm starting to even understand myself. I'm starting to really understand that YouTube is the business of attention. all of social media is the business of attention, for real. So social media profits from emotional reactions. Very much so. Outrage, controversy, fantasy often attracts more engagement and the nuance. You gotta always have the nuance. So somebody comes up with something new and it gains some popularity, and that's why people put so much into these platforms of theirs. And salute and kudos to everybody that takes that opportunity. And I think it's dope if that's what you're trying to do. But many influencers are selling an image as much as the message. Are you selling the image as much as the message? What is your message? My message is clear. I love to help people see what is your relation to the things that you attract and what you like. Is it something that you inspire or is it something that you admire? You choose, but you have to be honest because you got to understand you have to deal with yourself in a very delicate facet because you're dealing with specifically you. Be careful. If you value yourself, that is. Just level with me. It's a little bit. Give me a minute. So this is the thing. Well, I tell you. See, ladies are very crafty, right? They crafty. Uh, when they dealing with you, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be. They have made up their mind if they're gonna be satisfied or not before they dealt with you because they're gonna see or they want to experience you. They want to experience you. This is the homies out here. This for the brothers out here that be. This is really what it is us simping versus genuine respect. Some people are simps just because that's what they are. They never learned the value of manhood. I don't know if they've ever had a father. I don't know if you've ever had, but some people, you can tell the characteristics of some folks. They just, you know, they don't know the difference between kindness and seeking validation from a woman. Women like confidence. They don't like you seeking validation from them. That means they control you and run you. That means they got certain powers over you, make you spin, make you do a whole lot of shit, man, and you ain't even married to them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no real relationship with them. You don't even know nothing about them. Y'all just exchanging bodily fluids. And who knows who you guys exchange all that bodily fluids with before dealing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, men, boy, I tell you, this simping industry has become a complete damn industry for men that literally trick and sought out women that wouldn't normally deal with you, and you know it, but you got the money to do it now. So I guess they say it ain't tricking if you got it, but I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just I'm just highlighting a few things. So the spending money automatically create a real relationship. I just want you to understand that. But you simps, spending money does not do that, especially when you're doing it over and over again. You got to find something better to do with your time. But I would also add that for the simps, really get into understanding who you are from a real place and gain a real sense of confidence, not this sense of confidence that money gave you, just because you can't call me broke, so you can't say I'm coming from a bad place. I'm just trying to give you game in a real way, in a very real way, in a very, very real way. And I'm just being subtle with it because I'm not trying to be disrespectful to these simps because they are simps. That's what you are. The difference between kindness and seeking validation. You have to think about those things. Then you have to think about, does spending money automatically create real relationships? I would say no, it does not. And can attention be mistaken for affection? Just because somebody's paying you attention doesn't mean they're showing you affection. They can be looking at you and thinking that everything you do is disgusting. Everything that you do, they got a checklist. They're like, I hate this. I don't like this. I can't stand this about this motherfucker, man. Oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this. And you sit there, what you talking about, baby? Goof ass. Anyway, so these are transactional relationships. Some online interactions are openly transactional. That's how they start. When comparison to the attention in exchange for money, that's kind of what it is. So, if both parties are understood the arguments that differ from believing money creates genuine intimacy, no, you're just into her and she's into what you're going to pay her. So, if she's willing to sacrifice herself and her health, and you're willing to sacrifice your health and your wealth, but you're still financially exchanging, she's winning. Yeah, that's what she's excited about. That's why she can play a role. And women love acting. They love it, especially if it's gonna pay them well. But I tell you, they can put on some Oscar-winning performances. So the danger comes when fantasy is mistaken as reality. See, that's where you know you have to, as a man, when you grow up and you understand manhood, man, you got to understand how to be a realist. You have to understand the exchange. But some of y'all marry them, put babies in them, become broken, and that's the end of you and your paper. But that's how some people prefer to live their lives because they say it's not gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. Well, yeah, you're doing the same thing that everybody else do. It's gonna be you too. It's kind of how that goes. But check this out. You were performing as a masculine person in the beginning, so all this shit was set up as being fake, phony, and not real. You were never real with yourself. That's why you believed in your own hype. You believed in your own bullshit. For real. Let me explain. It's the performance of masculinity. Confidence is something you build or something you perform. You have to build confidence. You can't pull it out of thin air. It has to cultivate within you as a being, as a person by repetition of success. The repetition of success, even doing different things and being successful at them. And you gain confidence in different areas of your life. You gain different motivations. And you become even more confident to step out to start doing other things because your mind ain't wrapped up in something you can't control. I hope you understand that. But check this out. Does wealth alone define strength? I was looking at that's no, it really doesn't define strength because if you don't have your health, wealth ain't shit. All you're gonna do is get out of the way and you're out of here, buddy. You're gone. You know what I'm saying? So you can never say, uh, you know, wealth alone defines strength. I mean, come on, strength is from what you have within. That's how you define strength. Strength is how you actually gain the wealth and has still maintained your health because that's the only way it's valuable. If you got all this wealth and you're brittle, you're frail, well, shit, your hospital bills and you just basically paying for survival. That's what you're doing. So you got to take care of yourself because you're basically paying for survival. But at least it's better than paying for some. Well, you might be paying for that too. But anyway, hey, we're gonna keep moving along. What qualities actually earn respect over time? I could tell you a few. We're gonna get to it though. But for real though, loyalty is one of them. For real, loyalty, truth, reciprocity, exchanging, giving and take, putting your all into something, and understanding if that person gives you what you're giving them, you're not balancing, you're equating, you're building, and you're actually building together. So when you stuck on balancing, that's still saying what you got. It's damn near competition. But if you build something, that has upward mobility. In whatever facet you want to see it, it has upward mobility. Because you're not attacking each other. You're building one another. But when you don't have those equations, we're gonna see what you fall out, what you'll fall into. See, social media images, they reward things like shit like luxury cars, designer clothes, expensive vacations, virtual clips. But how much reflects a person's actual character? Do you know the difference between you and your character? Who are you and who you're portraying? You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to be careful as young cats when you out here, man. See, when you're an established older person, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, that's not something you have. You have to maintain. It's not something that you just you don't get somewhere and reach a plateau. You have to continue to evolve. You have to continue to develop, continue to grow, continue to practice, and continue to keep on moving forward within your mindset. That's keeping your vision. But understand, some people have this problem with validation addiction. See, validation addiction is chasing likes, chasing followers, chasing compliments, and chasing virtual moments. Now, I haven't had so much of that. I try to come from a very authentic space with a lot of consistency in who I am as a person. I'm going to be who I am anyway. So it just is what it is for me. But if I'm consistent enough, hopefully, you know, I keep my traction, keep moving forward, and keep doing what I got to do for you and for me. This is an exchange. We grow together here on the Willis podcast. Don't think I don't get some out of this. This is great for me to be able to express myself and to love something enough to give back to something. That means a lot to me. And I appreciate people for their views and how you share, you like, you subscribe. That's an exchange. That means a lot to me. It's not just for you, it's for me too. It's like a therapy session. Anyway, but check it out. Leadership versus popularity. Popularity changes quickly. Character lasts longer. Okay. So you like okay, they were talking about the B2K Pretty Ricky uh Versa. I like Pretty Ricky more, for sure. I mean, they everybody know B2K was like the super male pandemonium group of the early 2K. I was older, so I was more so like I was already 21 when they was in high school in 2001, 2002. I was 22, so there was never I never connected. I was like, oh, okay, these little boys got something. No, I always thought little boys got something. But I'm also from Pensacola, Florida, from the South, and I identify more with Pretty Ricky. You hear Pretty Ricky in club here, you already know it's going down. You already know it's like the night you trying to have. Like anyway, at that age when you 18, 19, they didn't make music for high schoolers. They made music for college kids and young professionals and that little 18 to 21, 23 age that I was in. Pretty Rick was making some good music, man. He was doing their thing. So, you know, I was older anyway, older, young fella, very young fella. So, yeah, I grew up in those times. So it was the B2K just seemed like they were just old young guys. It's funny. It was kind of funny. It's like old young guys. It's funny. I really don't have anything else to say about how that looked, but it was just like, damn, they still trying to. It's cool, but they want a new edition. It wasn't like no new edition type of shit, man. It was like that wasn't it. It was like, oh my gosh, man. Puerto Rico had they had their shit together. They knew what they wanted to do. And you seen like Lil Fizz, I think he was on Cam Newton's show talking like they can't fuck with us, they can't fuck with us, they can't man, I was like, what? We're gonna see what the ladies say, you know what I'm saying, and what the dudes say, because we already know when you put on a Pretty Ricky album, you know what's going down. You already know you can put on a goddamn B2K. Period. So anyway, Versa was settled properly. Yeah, Puerto Rico beat the dog shit out of B2 B2K. Anyway, much respect. But anyway, okay, let's go. All right. So they tried to make it out of a character thing. Just to add one more thing, they tried to make it out of a character thing, but character. They say character last. They kicked y'all ass. This was about music. You know what I'm saying? Just pure music. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, influence without integrity can become manipulation. Now that's true. Influence without integrity can become manipulation. Because I always believe in being straight up. I always have. That's why I'm able to have a successful marriage today, simply because I was able to keep it 1,000, keep it 100 with, so that we can do other things, go forward in life, and build something genuine. You know what I mean? But some people would never understand what that's like, because what if somebody loses a job? What if you got a gambling problem? What if shit just fall apart because you're not really adequate with finances at all? You never had a see. I came up in an area where you learn how to use a checkbook when I was in the Marine Corps and in college. You learn how to use a checkbook, but now you got to learn how to balance accounts. If people got Bitcoin, people got all kind of these. You got social media, you got Cash App, you got all of these different things. You got a file, you got Zelle, you have all of these different apparatuses, PayPal, all of these different things. Making money is so global. You got to be advanced in understanding of how it functions. But what if this is all new to you? If you've never had a damn bank account and now you got thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank account, what the fuck you gonna do with that money, man? You have to understand these things. You have to have a plan. You have to have a game plan. And then a lot of you guys, you sell out, man. You sell your souls to, these different apparatuses that will chew you up and spit you out, and then you got to get back on here and cry and whine, and you don't even know what becomes of your life. It's just crazy. Look at people like Charleston White. It's crazy. His whole life is tied up into being a clown, a buffoon. He paid though. He got a lot of paper, plenty of paper, and it's cool, whatever. But I hope he sustains it. But man, sometimes I just wouldn't want to be or even having certain personas attached to myself like that ever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thing is, financial stability often comes from discipline, not appearances. So let's just give him that credit. So I don't know how financial disciplined he is. I hope everybody that has a platform is financially disciplined. I hope you understand. There will be a day, you know, everybody says, I'm done with this. Whether you want to or not, whether you care for it or not, whether circumstantially you have to, but just think about a rainy day. Anyway, no disrespect to any creators. Building a future may matter more than displaying success. And that's true. Because when you do something that is helpful to you, it may contribute to your work uh, behavior. It may contribute to your want to go back to want to be a doctor, a lawyer, want to, a lot of things that you can do habitually may transfer into something else more powerful. A lot. I mean, it just happens. Opportunities do happen. People do make deals. You know what I'm saying? So think about those things. But the question for any audience would be, what makes someone genuinely confident? And is social media changing how people date? Are people buying experience or buying validation? What qualifies and what qualities qualify or make someone trustworthy? People come from all over the place now, man. And folks, we want to, I'm married. Yeah, but I'm an observer. I observe a lot of things, and I'm like, damn, some things are just a little out of hand right now. In some cities they got STD epidemics and shit like that. Like it's a lot going on. So you have to really think about these things. But I want people to be strong, man, because you got to understand the strongest person in the room isn't always the loudest or the richest. Real confidence isn't rented from followers, okay? Money or appearances. It comes from purpose, discipline, honesty, and how you treat people when nobody is watching. I hope a lot of people keep that in mind. I hope you do because people can see when you're genuine. They understand and they do know. So when it comes to, it's a lot of these artists, right? They are creators. And you got to think about this, right? What does social media reward transaction relationships? It has social media turn relationships into entertainment and attention into currency. I can tell you it has because it kind of created the culture. If you listen to Jalen Brown and what he was really authentically saying about how we're truly interacting and how this socially engineering apparatus is going about, think about it. It's a lot of media giants are guilty of this because it's so prevalent and known now because they just drop it. Let me drop it out there and see how it flies. Let's see what kind of effects it take today. But attention is the new currency. Has it always been in some way, shape, or fashion? And it always have been kind of, a way of social engineering when it was about clothes, when it was about, but in this age, it's a little different because we're awakening to every fucking thing. Like they can't really outpace the mind. AI cannot outpace a supercomputer. Your one single supercomputer, your brain. AI can't outpace that. It doesn't have enough juice. So followers create influence. Influence creates sponsorships. Controversy creates engagement. Engagement creates money. Of course it does. Yeah, it does. But where's the integrity? Like, where is I ain't saying people can't be fly, can't be cool, can't be articulate, can't talk shit, can't be who the hell they want to be, and can't be a little naughty if they choose to be, but be honest, be authentic, be your whole true you. Don't be a criminal to other people. Don't rob people from their essence. Don't rob innocent people. And see, that's the problem. All of that Hollywood shit got out of hand. And they started robbing people of their essence, robbing people of their innocence. That's when it becomes immoral, inhumane. That's when you rob people. That's when you take the opportunities. That's when you destroy them. And that's when they have to either have to pick themselves back together or dissipate. And that goes both ways. So if you're looking at people like you got the Kai Sinats, the Drewskis, the Ha Davises, the DJ Academics, this dude is dating Daphne Joy, this is crazy. And because he wanted that bad. Oh God damn. I mean, the beta bizarre syndrome has always been a part, but this shit is on hyperbolic shit. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? This man know and see the whole world know, but I want to do it too. Oh my God, man. I mean, sad part about it is she's entertaining it. So it's a silly culture, man. It's the curse of Tinseltown. You know, they want Hollywood to be everywhere, just weirdly accepted by everyone and everybody. But some people just simply want a little normalcy. Ain't nothing wrong with a little freak. Ain't nothing wrong with a little coolness. Ain't nothing wrong with a little whatever the fuck people want to do. But let's be for real. How do you want to raise your kids? In what environment? In what society? Do you need something to make you think, how are you raised? You know what I'm saying? How would you want to? And then these people, same people want to send their kids to like private. It's just people are fucking weird. Anyway, uh, check this out. This another thing that I want to talk about. This is literally the flex economy. Like people want to flex on designer brands, expensive gifts, luxury vacations, viral dating clips, and public displays as well. But then some people be losing their lives. Some people be meeting some of the wrong folks, and they're not talking about these folks that be literally being unalived out here, like literally done, up, gone, dissipated, out of here. They put it on the news, but what happened to these people's families, man? All this type of stuff, because there has to be some responsibility that you have to have for yourself. Because apparently, I don't know if there are many, uh, uh, virtual police out here. I'm sure there are, but I mean, seriously, some people you have to be more careful with your life. And I don't know if there's any virtual police that exists. I can't be one because I'm too flagrant. I talk too much shit. But but the virtual police, man, like that's never going to exist in this day and age, or probably ever. So I think people need to protect themselves because if you had virtual police, what do you think what would happen? First of all, it's impossible. Second of all, they try that. That's called, people that do certain things. And then you got certain people like that have these different monikers. Like you got Adam 22, his wife. They getting divorced. I mean, these people put their whole lives out here, man. Like everybody's not the virtual police. I mean, it's crazy. Everybody is. I mean, the internet is so extremely undefeated. Um, everybody's a virtual police. So, or somebody's they got their eye on you. You know what I mean? So it's really crazy. So I'm just saying, I come from a world where people are natural. But this world, I mean, natural, meaning like you meet each other out of a natural circumstance, going to the club, having fun, chilling, meeting a friend through a friend, but though ain't none of that shit involved with it, but just some cool shit. But these people, this world is kind of like on some, everybody's fascinated with scandal. And they started putting this shit like this is social engineering again. Scandal, right? Conflicts, romance, wealth, status, and celebrity drama. The real housewives of every fucking major city. Like now it's global, Dubai and every damn. Now they want them. It's gonna be the real housewives of Russia. Wait till all this shit get reinvented. Uh, it's gonna be the real housewives of goddamn Pakistan in a minute. It's crazy. It's gonna be something crazy all the damn time with people obsessed with this celebrity. But the thing is, relationship and entertainment. I don't know if that shit mix all the time. Um, you have to. I'm just saying you got to keep some things sacred. A lot of people do. A lot of relationships. A lot of people do well together, but there has to be some class associated with it. That's all I'm saying. This can be friendly, cool, fun, all that good shit, and cooperative. incorporating. You know, I want to do some shit with my wife, real on this. We're gonna do some things, but it's always gonna be in good taste. That's all I'm saying. But check this out. Every relationship becomes content. If every relationship becomes content, what happens to privacy? An audience rewards authenticity or drama, and does controversy become a business model? Damn, does controversy become a business model? It is already. Shit, that's what it is. But see, accountability is a different thing. Are influencers responsible for the examples they set? Yeah, influencer, quote unquote influencer. Are you responsible? Hell yeah, you're responsible. Of course you are. That's how I feel because, I mean, everybody has an audience. But when it comes to somebody's health, wealth, like the things we were talking about, you know, life and unaliving, you know, be careful with that, man. That's no joke. Be responsible with that. That's all I would say. Be responsible with that. But you know, you have to discuss things as a balance, man, because is either influencers are responsible for examples they said, or is it ultimately the audience responsible for their critical thinking? Can they think critically enough to, you know, go beyond what entertains them? So it's always a double-edged sword, but I would say if you're a part of a community, if you're part of anything, you guard and be careful of people's health and their wealth and their value to their families. So I got some closing questions that you can ask yourself, and if you can leave some comments. But I got some questions for you because I want you to I want you to keep tuning into the Willis podcast. I want you to hit that bell icon. I want you to hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I promise you I do. Yeah, man. But anyway, just ask yourself a few questions. Why do we admire wealth before character? That's one. But two, does money change how people evaluate relationships? Can fame distort what healthy relationships look like? And what qualities should people actually value in a partner? So I just want to leave you with this, and I'm going to get up out of here. Yeah, I've been on long enough. It's one of my longest shows. I ain't been on this long in a while. But check this out. I want to leave you with this for real. Excuse me. Maybe the biggest trick isn't who celebrates, who celebrities date, or what they spend. Maybe it's convincing millions of people of someone else's lifestyle should become the blueprint for their own. Think about it. Real success isn't measured by attention. It really isn't. It's measured by character. It's measured by purpose, what you offer and what's being offered to you, and the quality of life you build for yourself, or the life you and quality that you build with another person. That's just what it is, man. So y'all be careful with how you attract and consume other people. Literally, because we consume. We are consummators. We consume and we consummate. Consummate and consume. Anyway, that's the show tonight. Thank you guys for tuning into the Willis podcast. I appreciate you. Ran a little longer than I wanted to, but hey, check it out. Understand me and understand me well. You know it's my favorite part of the show. The will is yours. Be cool. Be solid. And always think